So much for staying with us here and choosing America's Morning Headquarters. We're here to get you through the mid-morning hours.
Yes, the Weather Channel helping you plan for all of your big events ahead. Some of them might need to be postponed because of some snow. Alex, even this morning, though, we've had a decent amount of snow out there covering roads.
Yeah, enough to make it slick. And we saw this a bit yesterday as well. It across parts of Illinois into Indiana, some slick, slushy spots. So we got to be careful. We don't need a ton of snow to cause issues. In fact, when you look at the stats, it's really just about a trace to 2 inches that causes the most accidents.
And that's what we have. Plus, today on the show, we got a couple of guests. One to talk more about what happened this morning at Kennedy Space Center as Artemis launched, and another to talk about America Recycles Day. That was yesterday, but we're going to keep following up on it and hopefully answer some hard questions about how do you really recycle well?
Right, exactly. Is it really working out there?
Yes.
All right, well, let's get you to the snapshot as we
flip-flops last week. And that's not normal in Atlanta either.
No,
but
not at all.
Between the cold coming all the way to the south and the snow that's happening, things
like that.
The whiplash.
Well, Mother Nature, no doubt, is serving up today's
morning. That's a good way to put it, Alex. Let's go to South Bend, Indiana, where we've had the snow falling through the overnight. Go look at some of the temps and how long it lasts. Places like Atlanta, a great example. These are the forecast highs. And I had to do a double check because, yes, 49 degrees for a high today. Yes. That's it in Atlanta. Temps are not budging a whole lot. Worse tomorrow at 48 degrees. You'll start really cold in the morning. And this is the case for a lot of cities across the south and southeast. Now, there's a slight increased trend in temperatures, but you notice the average is 64. We're still below average getting into the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving itself staying on the colder side. So let's look at how it plays out all across the south. Temperatures today running below average, only in the 40s in Tennessee, including around Nashville and Knoxville. Temps in the 50s, Raleigh and Savannah, all below average. Orlando's okay, you're about 81, but you'll see those temperatures actually start dropping off because look at Orlando tomorrow. 68 degrees. That's a little chilly for you if you're coming down to get a little fun in the sun. Temps are definitely cooling off as the cold air sinks south. So let's talk more about this cold stretch with the 48-degree high temperature that we're forecasting tomorrow in Atlanta. That's even colder than your average January high. Nashville, same deal. Forecasting a high of only 44. Average January high is 49. This is colder. The same thing is happening in Memphis and Jackson, Mississippi, and Asheville, North Carolina, where the forecast high is 41. That's colder than a January average high temperature. Now, we know we get colder than average, so yes, it happens, but this is a really a cold snap with some longevity to it. So the coldest air of the season is on its way, pushes south all the way down south into South Texas, on the move by this weekend, setting up over the Great Lakes. It's a big part in the story to that lake effect event that we expect to be going on, and then sinks all the way south into at least central Florida. We'll see if it gets all the way down to South Florida. Temps on Friday, still below average, even though they're a little bit better than what you'll see the next 2 days, Alex.
Ooh, well, to compliment.
Definitely the lakes are open for business. Now, yesterday on the show, y'all were talking about what are some things that you need to have in your car in case of emergency when traveling during the winter. Right on cue, right, in terms of what we're dealing with. A couple event that is planned by Mother Nature for the rest of the week.
Right. No one else wants these plans, right? It's going to be a tough time here for us at the end of the weekend, head to the weekend. Lake effect that's really going to take over here for us. And we're going to be talking about measuring it in not just inches, but feet.
Feet, yes. Jim Cantori is talking about Charles Peak needing like a 4-foot measuring stick. If they even existed, but we'll see. We will see. I want to show you what we're dealing with here in the forecast and what we have actually ongoing right now to start, because we have some snow. A couple of inches already have been reported after what began yesterday, continues now this morning. Now, there's still some light snow falling across central Iowa, a lot of it moving now into central Illinois, Chicago, just off to your west, you're getting some snow, and snow showers here into northern Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and a little bit into New York State. Still lingering, but that whole zone in Pennsylvania, we picked up 3 to 4.5 inches of snowfall yesterday. Now here we go today with where that snow is the steadiest, where you see the darker blues have now sank just south of Interstate 80. So that's where we're getting some more decent snowfall accumulations are falling. The snowfall rate is falling just a little bit heavier. That's also though about to sink onto 80 across northern Illinois. And so get ready, conditions will go downhill just because of the snow quickly coating the road surface. A lot of traffic out there there. It's always hard to keep those roads treated. Now we jump over into northern New York and Vermont, where around Burlington, it's cold and snowy this morning. We've got the snowflakes falling for you in Watertown, although this is not your big event of the week. That is to come with the lake effect, which we'll talk about. Now, winter weather advisories up for parts of New York State. Albany, you had changed over to rain. I think yours is pretty much over now. Winter storm warning, though, across northern Maine, and that does include Caribou. We're going to hang on to that snow out there that's happening right now a little bit longer, and it will be adding up a little bit more. Let me put this into motion and show you how much longer we're dealing with these snow showers here moving around Chicago. We'll get some snow this afternoon. It might not be a huge amount of accumulation, but snowflakes nonetheless will be flying through the air. We're going to see perhaps a couple of inches there, scooting through northern Indiana, across lower Michigan as we get through tonight. And then we start to get into the lake enhancement portion of this story, and that really sets up as we get into tomorrow and then Friday. And we'll see, we think, some of that lake enhancement coming in off of Lake Michigan, a little bit off of Lake Superior as well, and then Lake Erie, and then eventually Lake Ontario. Get ready for that. The snow we'll see off of Lake Michigan, which will fall in places like Grand Rapids and down towards South Bend, about 3 to 5 inches, maybe a few spots locally heavier up there into northern Minnesota, where we could get 5 to 8. Well, let's talk more about this other Eastern Lake snow, Alex.
Yes, it's going to be coming.
I'd rather have it built in.
Really?
Yes, because then I like that feeling of,
we made it
early. Sometimes you get there early, right? Wouldn't you rather have an early feeling?
Early feeling is a good feeling.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you.
All right, so a lot to talk about today, of course, with a little bit of light snow that we have out there. But, Alex, we got a bigger deal coming.
We do. This is absolutely going to be one of those that we may be talking about this for quite some time.
Yes.
I mean, not just talking this week. I'm talking years in the future. Remember that big lake effect snow event?
Yes.
This could be one of those.
The lake effect of 2022.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll talk more about that. I want to show you where we have snow right now, because that's this morning's problem. Some of the roads have been a little slippery out there. Saw some reports of accidents in parts of Iowa. Still have some snow happening actually here in eastern Iowa. Snow falling across northern Illinois, including in Chicago. Some reports of light snow there, and some